There are two types of GMC buyers: the ones overpaying for trucks everyone recommends, and the ones quietly buying these three transmissions, forgotten, undervalued, and built to outlast everything on the market today. One gets ignored because it's old. One gets skipped because it's not the latest. One is so overbuilt, it's used in commercial trucks, but nobody connects the dots to the used market. The smart money isn't chasing new, it's buying these. Here's your window. Goldmine number 1, 4L80E, 1991 to 2000. Pull up any used truck listing site right now. Search for a 2002 Sierra 2500 HD with the Duramax and Allison transmission. You'll find them listed between $14,000 and $22,000 depending on mileage and condition. Clean ones with under 200,000 miles push past 25. Now search for a 1999 or 2000 Sierra 2500 with the 7.4-liter big block and the 4L80E. You'll find them for $5,000 to $9,000, sometimes less. That's a $10,000 to $15,000 gap for a truck with a transmission that's arguably just as strong. The 4L80E is a 4-speed automatic that GM used in heavy-duty applications from 1991 through the early 2000s. It was the standard transmission behind the 7.4L big block and the Vortec 8100. It also backed up the 6.5-liter turbo diesel before the Duramax and Allison arrived in 2001. The market ignores it for one reason: it's a 4-speed. In a world where 10-speed transmissions exist, 4 gears sounds ancient. Buyers scroll right past it. They want the Allison badge. They want the 6-speed. They want what everyone else wants. And that's exactly why you should want the 4L80E. Fewer gears means fewer moving parts, fewer solenoids, fewer shift events per mile. Less complexity, less to break. Compare that to the 10-speed. Dozens of solenoids, multiple clutch packs, and a computer making thousands of shift decisions per hour. The 4L80E doesn't need a computer to figure out what gear it wants. It just works. The internals are massively overbuilt. The input shaft is thicker than what you'll find in transmissions rated for twice the power. The planetary gear sets are heavy-duty units designed for commercial applications. The torque converter is a simple, robust unit without the lock-up shudder issues that plague modern transmissions. This transmission was used in ambulances, medium-duty trucks, and commercial vehicles. It was built to be abused by drivers who don't own the vehicle and don't care about longevity, and it survived anyway. The aftermarket support is another reason this transmission makes the list. The 4L80E has one of the largest rebuild ecosystems of any transmission ever made. Complete rebuild kits run $300 to $500. Upgraded clutch packs, hardened input shafts, shift kits, all available off the shelf. YouTube has hundreds of full teardown and rebuild videos. Forums have step-by-step guides written by people who've done it 50 times. If something goes wrong, you're never stuck waiting for a dealer or hunting for a specialist. Any transmission shop in America knows this unit inside and out. Parts are cheap, knowledge is free, and the tooling is basic. Here's what to look for when you're shopping. Check the fluid. Drop the pan if you can. The 4L80E is transparent about its health. Clean red fluid with minimal debris means a healthy transmission. Dark fluid with metal shavings means walk away. There's no computer hiding problems from you. The fluid tells the truth. Check the shift quality during your test drive. The 4L80E should shift firm but smooth. A harsh bang into gear means the accumulator pistons are worn. A soft, slipping shift means the clutch packs are tired. Both are fixable, but they're negotiation leverage. Ask about the governor pressure solenoid. It's the most common failure point on the 4L80E, and it causes erratic shifting. Replacement costs about $150. If the truck shifts weird, don't panic. It might just need a solenoid. The rebuild cost is the final piece of the puzzle. A complete 4L80E rebuild runs $1,500 to $2,500 at a reputable transmission shop. Compare that to $4,000 or more for an Allison rebuild or $6,000 plus for a modern 8 or 10 speed. So let's do the real math. You buy a 4L80E truck for $7,000. Worst case, you rebuild the transmission for $2,000. Total investment, $9,000 for a truck with a bulletproof drivetrain. Your neighbor buys the Allison truck for $20,000. His transmission is fine, for now. But you're $11,000 ahead on day one. The 4L80E isn't glamorous. It doesn't have the Allison name. It doesn't have 6 gears. But it has something better, a price tag that lets you buy the truck, rebuild the transmission if needed, and still come out thousands ahead. The deals are everywhere. Nobody's competing with you for these trucks. Goldmine number 2, 6L80, 2011 to 2014. Imagine you're at a dealer lot looking at two Sierra 1000s. Both are crew cabs. Both have the 5.3-liter V8. Both have similar miles. One is a 2013 with the 6L80 transmission. It's listed at $14,000. The other is a 2018 with the 8L90. It's listed at $26,000. That's a $12,000 difference. And the 2013 has the better transmission. I know that sounds backwards. Newer is supposed to be better. But the 2015 to 2017 8L90 had the torque converter shudder problem that cost owners thousands in repairs. GM fixed it in 2018, but the damage to buyer confidence was done. Meanwhile, the 6L80 just kept working. No shudder, no class action lawsuits, no technical service bulletins stacking up. The 2011 to 2014 window is the sweet spot, and here's why. Before 2011, the 6L80 had some early production quirks, mainly with the torque converter clutch and the valve body calibration. GM sorted those out by 2011. After 2014, GM started transitioning to the 8L90, and the trucks got more expensive because of the body redesign. The 2011 to 2014 6L80 is the mature version. All the bugs worked out, none of the new generation problems introduced. It's the Goldilocks zone. But the market doesn't see it that way. Buyers shopping for used Sierras and Yukons gravitate toward 2015 and newer because they want the updated body style. They'll pay $10,000 to $15,000 more for a truck that looks newer but has a transmission with a documented history of problems. The 2011 to 2014 trucks sit on lots longer. They get listed lower. Sellers drop prices because nobody's calling. The engine pairing makes this even more compelling. The 2011 to 2014 5.3-liter V8 with the 6L80 is the sweet spot for the LS platform. AFM was present in these years, but by now the issue is so well documented that delete kits are widely available and affordable. A range AFM disabler costs about $300 and plugs into the OBD port. No tuning, no warranty concerns on a truck this age. If you watch my video on the cheap GMC engines everyone ignores, you already know why the 5.3-liter in this era is solid. Pair it with the 6L80 and you've got a powertrain combo that routinely hits 300,000 miles without drama. When you're shopping this generation, here's the approach. Start on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist, not dealer lots. Private sellers with 2011 to 2014 Sierras and Yukons are often motivated. These trucks have aged past the "I want top dollar" phase, but haven't reached the classic truck phase. Sellers just want them gone. During the test drive, pay attention to the 2-3 upshift and the 4-3 downshift. These are where the 6L80 shows its age first. A slight flare, where the RPMs rise briefly between gears, indicates the clutch packs are starting to wear. It's not a deal breaker at this stage, but it tells you how the truck has been maintained. Check the transmission fluid. Many 2011 to 2014 models still have a dipstick, though not all do. If yours has one, use it. Red and clean means healthy. Brown means it's been neglected. Black means walk away or negotiate hard. Ask about fluid change history. The 6L80 responds incredibly well to regular drain and fill services. A truck with documented fluid changes every 50,000 miles is worth significantly more than one with no service history, even if the mileage is higher. The 6L80 is also one of the easiest modern transmissions to service yourself. The pan drops with 13 bolts. The filter is accessible. The fluid capacity is about 11 quarts for a drain and fill. Total cost, if you do it yourself, $60 to $80 in fluid and a filter. That's it. No dealer appointment, no $300 service bill, just a Saturday morning and a drain pan. If you find a 2011 to 2014 Sierra or Yukon with the 5.3-liter and 6L80, documented maintenance, and reasonable miles, buy it. You're getting a proven powertrain in a truck that the market has forgotten about, and you're paying half what the guy next to you is paying for a truck with more problems. If you're starting to see the pattern here, proven transmissions, ignored trucks, massive savings, subscribe. I find these buying opportunities every week and break them down so you don't overpay for trucks that aren't worth it. Goldmine number 3, Allison 1000 First Gen, 2001 to 2005. Everyone wants an Allison. It's the gold standard for heavy-duty automatic transmissions. The name alone adds thousands to a truck's resale value. But here's what the market gets wrong. Not all Allisons are priced the same, and the cheapest ones are often the best buy. The first-generation Allison 1000 5-speed was produced from 2001 to 2005. In 2006, GM introduced the 6-speed Allison, which became the version everyone chases. The 5-speed designation is what kills the resale value. Buyers see 5-speed Allison and think it's the lesser version. They skip it and pay more for the 6-speed. That assumption is costing them thousands of dollars. The 5-speed and 6-speed Allison share the same case, the same core components, and the same fundamental design philosophy. The 6th gear is an overdrive ratio that improves highway fuel economy by about 1 to 2 miles per gallon. That's the difference. One additional gear ratio for highway cruising. Everything else, the clutch packs, the planetary sets, the torque handling capacity, the durability, is essentially identical. The 5-speed Allison behind a 2004 Duramax is the same tank as the 6-speed behind a 2008 Duramax. It just cruises at slightly higher RPM on the highway. Now let's talk about what that 1-gear ratio costs on the used market. A 2004 Sierra 2500 HD with the Duramax and 5-speed Allison in decent condition with 200,000 miles sells for $12,000 to $18,000. The same truck from 2008 with the 6-speed Allison sells for $20,000 to $28,000. That's an $8,000 to $10,000 premium for one extra gear. Over the life of the truck, that extra gear saves you maybe $200 a year in fuel. At that rate, it takes 40 to 50 years to recoup the purchase price difference. The 5-speed is the smarter financial decision by a wide margin. The engines paired with the 5-speed Allison add to the value proposition. The 2001 to 2004 trucks came with the LB7 Duramax, the first generation, with individually replaceable injectors that are straightforward to diagnose without tearing apart the entire fuel system. The 2004.5 to 2005 trucks got the LLY, which has simpler electronics than anything that came after. Neither engine has the emissions complexity of modern diesels. No DEF system. No diesel particulate filter on the LB7. These are trucks you can work on without a factory scan tool and a computer science degree. But the buying opportunity goes deeper than just the gear count. The 2001 to 2005 trucks are old enough that they've fallen out of the "I want a nice diesel" price bracket. They're working trucks now. Dented fenders, worn interiors, high miles. The cosmetic condition scares away buyers who want a truck that looks good in the driveway. But cosmetics don't affect the transmission. A first-gen Allison with 300,000 miles and a dented tailgate shifts the same as one with 50,000 miles and a perfect paint job. The mechanical condition is what matters, and these transmissions are still going strong at mileages that would have killed lesser units twice over. Here's how to buy one smart. First, ignore the body. Seriously. Scratches, dents, faded paint. None of it matters if the drivetrain is solid. Cosmetic damage is the best negotiation tool in the used truck market because most buyers can't see past it. Second, check the transmission temperature during your test drive. First-gen Allisons run hot when the cooler lines are restricted or the external cooler is clogged. Bring a scan tool and monitor temps. Anything consistently above 200 degrees under normal driving means the cooling system needs attention. It's a $200 fix, new cooler lines, and a flush. But it's worth knowing before you buy. Third, ask about the NSBU switch. That's the neutral safety backup switch, and it's the most common failure point on first-gen Allisons. Symptoms include no start conditions, erratic gear indication on the dash, and harsh engagement. The switch costs about $100 and takes an hour to replace. If the truck has these symptoms, you found a truck that most buyers would walk away from, and a problem that costs $100 to fix. Fourth, check for the Allison spin-on filter conversion. Early first-gen Allisons used an internal filter that required dropping the pan to change. Many owners have converted to an external spin-on filter, a $50 kit that makes fluid changes dramatically easier. If the truck already has this conversion, the previous owner was maintaining it properly. That's a green flag. The window on these is closing. 5 years ago, you could find a clean first-gen Allison truck for $10,000. Now the good ones are pushing $20,000. The Rust Belt has already claimed thousands of them. The ones that are left are getting more valuable every year. If you want an Allison without paying Allison prices, the first gen is your answer. But don't wait too long. 3 transmissions, 3 Goldmines, all of them overlooked by a market that confuses newer with better and popular with smart. The 4L80E, dismissed as ancient, but selling for thousands less than equivalent trucks while offering the same durability. The 2011 to 2014 6L80, skipped by buyers chasing the newer body style, but delivering proven reliability at half the price. The first-gen Allison, ignored because it's a 5-speed, but mechanically identical to the 6-speed everyone overpays for. If you want to know which GMC engines are the same kind of hidden goldmine, watch my video on the 3 cheap engines everyone ignores. And if you want the full picture on which transmissions to avoid entirely, check out my worst and best GMC transmissions breakdown. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.